Hello guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. We're going to be carrying on with the beginner's build order videos today. We're almost to the end. I believe we've only got Decimus and Arbiter left to do in terms of the beginners ones. So today we're going to be jumping right in with the Decimus build order video. Now, the reason I've left Decimus and Arbiter until the end is because they rely on getting to the late game in order to survive and win the game, because that's where they're strongest. So to be able to do that against the AI just doesn't work. All my other videos are pretty short, 5 to 7 minutes, because of them early game builds. But with Decimus and Arbiter, we're going to be focusing more on the late game, so they have to be longer. So we need a better opponent to play against in order to demonstrate that to you guys and show you what to do. So we started searching the ranked ladder, recording Decimus to start with, and we've actually got some pretty good videos in front of us. Despite not actually getting to the late game stage, we still won the game, and I'm going to explain to you further the late game rather than showing you, because it was very difficult to get to the late game against the opponents I was playing. The person in the videos I'm actually playing against is currently champ 12 at the time I'm playing. It was a Smurf, I don't know who it is, but they were champs 12 on the ladder. So hopefully it is going to be a good demonstration of what you can do with Decimus against this person and in your own games on ladder. Okay, so going into the first game, looks like we're matching Cutter on Sentry. Now, Sentry is a great map for Decimus due to the ramps and the hills. It's easy to get into Tech 2 and get past the Tech 1 where you are weakest, especially against a Cutter opponent. Cutter is very strong Tech 1. Decimus should lose Tech 1 to this, but Sentry gives us the opportunity and the chance to be able to get into Tech 2, get the Rangers out, and start dealing with that infantry as quickly as possible. And of course, the power spike with Decimus comes on that 4th point when you get Boundless Siphon and your units start self-healing. So, preparing in the video here, we're just going to be preparing ourselves to try and to get into Tech 2 as quickly as possible. We're not going to go for some ridiculous push on the opponent's base to try and end it early. We're gonna build some grunts, possibly get a raid camp up with some suicide grunts to handle that infantry, and pick up some power nodes as well, and get an early double generator. The double generator is key to get as much power as possible in order to get into Tech 2. So you see, the first point we took is Killing Frenzy. You can either start with Killing Frenzy first or Vortex. Killing Frenzy is really good when you're playing against a Yap Yap, because every cannon fodder gives you that 50% damage buff from the Killing Frenzy as your passive. And Vortex is just really good in general if you want to pick off an early chopper, or if you manage to catch some early units off guard, and for all those engagements as well, providing that stun and armor debuff. So there's not going to be too much action in the early rounds here. If you've ever played Sentry yourself, people tend to turtle up and aim for that Tech 2 anyway. Cutter, his opportunity to win really is that Tech 1 window, so I'm expecting him to push early, because he kind of has to. If it gets to late game, then Decimus should prevail. We should be able to win that, as long as we're not too far behind. So you'll see 1 minute 45, we are already taking our first power node. That's to help us to get into Tech 2 quickly, and soon we'll start putting turrets on our base, second generator as well. And we are going to put a raid camp here, just because I am expecting that Tech 1 push from Cutter. Even without scouting, I know the play style of what Cutter's like, and I know his opportunity for winning is Tech 1, so he has to do something. Second generator up, always upgrade both your generators. Just trying to establish map control by picking up as many mini bases as possible as well. We don't want to get too far behind on mini bases. And if you didn't know, picking up power nodes provides 1.5 power per second. So they're always useful. An unupgraded gen provides 3 power per second, and an upgraded gen provides 6 power per second. So here's the scout from the opponent. He's going to be seeing a double generator. So if I was the Cutter player here scouting myself and I see double generator, I would be looking to push at this point. Getting the second power node now to help us get into Tech 2. Possibly going to build some Suis as soon as we see the enemy. And we're just getting a lot of map vision at the moment. Unfortunately, lost a grunt on the bridge there as we was trying to scout. Misjudged the timing on the bridge falling down. It's 3 minutes in, we're 250 power out from Tech 2, and we haven't seen anything from the opponent yet. They haven't even taken the top mini base, which we're going to take. That's going to help our economy. And they haven't even taken the power bundle at the top either, even though we let them basically have full map control at the start. This indicates and suggests to me that they are preparing some type of rush if they're not contesting the map resources, probably a double barracks or something like that. But we should really be seeing the opponent any time now if they are rushing. This is the point where they should be coming to be able to stop us. We just queued up Tech 2. We haven't even built a turret yet. They've got a good opportunity. And here we go to get the scout. So scouting is really important because you can adapt from this. So as you saw there, our opponent actually beat us into Tech 2, which isn't what you normally see from a cutter player. But it is Sentry, anything can happen. So now we're about to get Tech 2. We're going to start getting those rangers out. We just got a grunt in the garrison here because we can see a blue unit on the ledge. Actually going to be really greedy here and go for a fair generator. I'm only doing this because I did scout no production buildings, just an airpad coming up, and no threat from the enemy basically. If there was a threat, I would definitely not be putting a second generator down now. Normally what you want to be going into in Tech 2 right now is Marauder Ranger. So you'd put a foundry down with 2 raid cams and you'd be building rangers like crazy. So you'll see in this game we are extremely greedy. Fair generator as soon as we can hit Tech. Expo, we're still at 8 population. This is a really risky play that we are playing, but we're reading the game, and that's what we're trying to teach you guys to do. Read what your opponent's doing and adapt to it. And which is why I also included a second match after this game. So we see the army coming across now. We're just gonna hit him. He's all bundled up with a beam there. Push him away. So this is going to do a lot of damage. And that's basically the end of his push, and that's how good Decimus is. Drop a beam, end of his push. Probably going to put a shield generator down now as well. We keep building these ranges. Couple of Reavers to deal with the couple of Nightingales that he has. I'm not really sure what the push was from him. Like I said, he is champ 12 on ladder, so he should have some sort of knowledge and be playing a lot better than this, but we're well prepared. Ecoing up. And notice in the game we haven't pushed once. We haven't pushed out once. So this is what you have to do with Decimus. You need to hit that boundless siphon point and build up your army. As soon as you get to the boundless siphon point, you have 80 pop. Start getting your Warlord out. Warlord is crucial on Tech 2. He's an absolute monster with boundless siphon, a really good hero. And he can shut down most of the heroes as well. So that's the point you want to get to. Now we have the push from the opponent, but it's literally nothing. Like, it's a couple of Marines. He has combat tech, which does do a decent amount of damage. There comes the ODST drop. So a good trick against Cutter with the ODSTs. If they immediately drop their satchel mines like this, just vortex it with Decimus, and you'll blow up all the satchels. And like we did there, we took hardly any damage. Stunning the units as well. So Shield's about to come up. He doesn't really have enough units to kill it. This push is over for him. And we should be able to snowball the game from here. We have our Expo fully built, hardly any units, and he's just set himself back massively. Still got our Rangers alive. They're now sat under the shield. We're going to be picking off all these units, and we have Suis coming in as well. And there we go. There's the Boundless Cipher. This is the point that you want to get at. This is the point where Decimus really becomes strong. And there we go. The opponent knows that the game's over. He actually resigns early, which is why I didn't have the opportunity to show you guys the later game. He was set that far behind that he just gave up in the end. So we're going to be going on to a second game, and we actually get the same opponent again. Yeah, so we play the same opponent again. This time we get Bedrock. It's the same matchup. So this time I'm going to be showing you a bit of a different build. Obviously, Sensory, we can't turtle up as well on this map. We do get pushed a lot harder. The power nodes are closer together, which helps Cutter a lot. So if we don't do something early on this game, build a chopper, kill a couple of Marines, anything like that, anything to set our opponent back, we're going to be in a lot of trouble against a Cutter on this map. Snipers are really good on the high ground. He's got the speed. He can pick up the nut power nodes quite quickly. So the intention here, we're going to go steal a mini base, try and distract him a little bit and force him to deal with that mini base steal. And it's always good to steal a mini base against a UNSC if you're a banished player as well. But just because flamers don't clear them very well, they take a while to clear them. So on our flyby, we're going to harass his power here. Normally there'll be a marine there collecting it. So there we go. He has collected it all pretty quickly. So the chopper's just going to harass him a little bit, force him off the next supply pickup. Going to just shoot the sentinels to annoy him and immediately back off because he did pull up a second marine there, so we would have lost that fight. Now this gives us a chance to sweep right away, take that mini base up there and carry on gathering our resources with the grunts. So job done, mini base stolen, see if we can get a second one. If not, it doesn't really matter. So to do this, when you're stealing mini bases and want to collect your own mini bases as well, you want to be opening triple supply pad. Grab the first one, so there we go. We stole the second mini base. And that is the best mini base you could possibly steal against a UNSC player on Bedrock. The reason being, if you have jump pad brutes, which Decimus does have, you can continuously keep jumping down off that ledge onto their base, and they can't really do anything about it because they have to run the flamers all the way around up the ramp to try and kill the mini base. Meanwhile, you're just jumping down and they're forced to split their units. So the opponent reacting to us here, he's already put a barracks up, so we know we're going to be dealing with flamers. So to deal with flamers, we need to start building some choppers. There's a raid camp coming up. 2 minutes in, and this game is already getting really aggressive. So like I said early in the game, because we're Decimus against Cutter on Bedrock, we have to force a play to try and swing the game in our favour. So we got choppers to deal with their flamers, and we're going to have jump back brutes to harass their buildings and kill their pads. Meanwhile, we want to do as much damage as possible to our opponent here, but it's not too much of an issue if we don't, because the end goal and the main game plan is to get into that late game, that boundless siphon, and that's where we really take control and start overtaking the Cutter player. So we're trying to get to our win condition while he's trying to play his win condition, and because Cutter's win condition mainly in this matchup is on Tech 1, we're doing as much as possible to stop that and negate it. So he's got no turrets. All his marines are up top trying to deal with my choppers. The jump pad brute jumps down. He's going to get free reign on this gen for a while. Just going to upgrade the second supply pad to help our eco build these choppers. And these flamers can't deal with our choppers at the moment. He's going to have to commit to the grenade throw if he wants to try and kill our choppers, which is going to set him back another 400 power. And if we can manage to pick off that generator, we know he's going to be really far behind. Sniper comes down, so we got 3 choppers here. We're just going to focus that sniper. We don't want that picking off our brutes. Do a lot of damage. Now we try and take our own mini bases. We actually realise that the opponent took all 3 of our mini bases, so he has the advantage of 4 mini bases to 2. But to be honest, in this situation, taking all of 3 of our mini bases actually set him back eco-wise and allows us to outpopulate him and get more units than him. So Vortex is going to go down on the generator. It's going to lower the defense of the generator, and 2 brutes actually managed to kill that. His first turret's coming up now at 4 minutes. This game is really already over. So even though we wanted to get to the late game and get to our strong positions to take on Cutter, we actually managed to outplay the opponent and win in the early game. And now there you see, he committed to grenade throw, he lost his generator, he's so far behind, and there is no way we can win. There's no way we can lose this game essentially now. He has no power income, no power nodes, and he committed 400 to grenade throw, so we're going to get Tech 2 very early in this game. And there we go. He knows it again, like the last game. He resigned. And I wish we could have let these games go on a lot longer so I could show you the full extent of Decimus and what he can do late game. But getting to the boundless siphon stage is where you want to be. You want to turtle up and not really push, build a load of counter units, get your warlord out before you push out, and when you have boundless siphon, you beam your vortex. And you want to be taking engagements with your beam, with your vortex, with your boundless siphon, and then of course when you get the Decimus drop next, that can cause a lot of damage to your opponent. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this Decimus build order. I'm sure there'll be a better one in the advanced guide as we delve into those later stages. Thank you guys for watching, and make sure you subscribe.